Hi guys, Rob here again, this time in voiceover form so people can complain about my stupid voice rather than my stupid captioning. Today we're pretending to be a rigger. The show we've had in last week was the school's Year 7 production of Ash Girl. This is a Cinderella retelling with the 7 deadly sins featured as characters and all fun angsty stuff like that. Perfect content for 12-year-olds to be performing, but give them credit, they did a fantastic job of it. Now, one of the things we did for this show was rig a chandelier. This isn't usually a big deal in most theatres, but unlike most theatres, we don't have a fly tower. Usually with something like this, you just hang it from the bar that goes up and down, controlled by counterweights or a motor, then the power can run along that bar and out of the way. We can't do this because our bars don't go out far enough to get the chandelier out of the way, so instead we have this! The movement of the chandelier is handled by a rope. It runs from a ballast weight, which is 25 kilograms of iron, plus a sandbag and a spare 2 kilogram weight I had lying around. People keep stealing our stage weights, so we've got to make do with what we've got. It goes up, over a pulley, along the bar, over another pulley, before going down to the chandelier, where it's tied off with an extra weight attached, which we'll go into in a moment. Termination to the chandelier is done with a rethreaded figure of 8. This is because I learned rope work while doing climbing, and that's what I can tie easily and quickly. Above that there is an alpine butterfly for the additional weight. Then going back off stage we have a pair of alpine butterflies. The first is tied off to the ballast anchor with a quick link. As the inded, this is the lowest height the chandelier can go to, which is a little above headlight. Close enough to not be missed by the audience, but far enough out that people won't twat their heads while they're moving around the space. The outdead then takes the chandelier out as far as possible without pulling any knots through the pulley blocks. This has a carabiner to clip to when the chandelier is out. So that's movement, but how do we get power to it? Sometimes we'd have the cable just gather above the chandelier when it goes out, but because it has all these lovely metal detail bits, those will tangle on the cable every time it moves, so instead we need the cable to have tension on it and come out alongside the rope. We don't have any cables long enough to go from the chandelier up, across and all the way down, so this is what we've come up with instead. Cable runs from the chandelier, up, over another pulley, along the bar to yet another pulley, down to a counterweight that's hanging from a third pulley, then back up to the bar where it's tied and taped off before being plugged into an extension lead and going off to a dimmer pack. This arrangement gives the counterweight a 2-to-1 mechanical disadvantage against the chandelier, so as the chandelier moves up, the counterweight moves down by half the distance, and vice versa. Counterweight here is 2 kilograms, the weight above the chandelier is also 2 kilograms, but because of the mechanical disadvantage, the 2 kilogram counterweight only puts 1 kilogram of force onto the chandelier. This means the chandelier will always come down under its own weight, and it won't get stuck having to pull against the weight of the ropes or the counterweight. It also means that the electrical cable only has 1 kilogram of force on it at any point along its length. As you can see, this setup is a bit simpler than the Hadestown sound rig, but it might be interesting for some people, so here it is. Thanks for watching, have a good day.